Good evening, everybody. What's going on? And I have a Dollar Tree haul for you guys tonight. This is my first Dollar Tree haul of this, I guess, this batch that's come out here recently. I'm hoping to go do some more hunting tomorrow and see if I can find a few more awkward things or odd things, I guess. Not awkward things, but odd things. But I didn't actually count and see what I have here. I probably have close to about 25 or so items from the Dollar Tree, and I think this time around, my usual uh, course is to show you the Blu-rays first. I think I'll show you the DVDs first because I think I have a few more DVDs than I do Blu-rays, but I kind of got a fairly equal amount. It's not too equal this time, but let's get started here. And I'm going to have to reach around here and get them. I have had so many I had put on a table this time around. I need a little table that sits right here. I don't have much room. You can't see off here. I don't have much room right here, so I need a little table right here so I can set stuff on, all my DVDs on, so I can just grab them. I know you don't care, but the first up here is this is Operation Dunkirk, and I do have I have it. This is it just takes a few good men based on true events. This is a movie. I'm not going to go through. I got too many of these to go through too much on here. Trying to see who all's in this. A band of soldiers tasked with staying behind during the Battle of Dunkirk to rescue scientists with information that could turn the tide of the war. Sounds pretty interesting. It might be fun. There's Operation Dunkirk. I don't know if I even showed it to you. There you go. Operation Dunkirk. There's your back. $1. No hollow. Next up here is a 5-film Chuck Norris collection. I thought this was pretty cool. Here's the back for you. See what all we got here. We got Logan's War, Bound by Honor, The President's Man, A Line in the Sand, bonus movies, A Man with a Camera. Why are these movies in Lola? Well, it's weird when I was saying those. I keep looking everywhere, but when I was looking at this, it's weird how it says Logan's War, and then Ground by Honor, and then Bound by Honor, and then over here it's The President's Man, and then A Line in the Sand, like it's two different movies. It's like the sub, the sub. It's got like it's obviously got well, whatever it's called, the sub heading on it. It's kind of confusing, but that's the Chuck Norris 5-film collection. Always into finding stuff like that, oddball stuff like that. Next one up is the Comic Kids with a slipcase. It says Dark Epic made this. It's an Echo Bridge release. There it is, the Comic Kids. A young boy named Lucas is fascinated with his astronomer father's work. One day, his father discovers a previously unknown comet that has struck not far from their idyllic 50s hometown. Then tragedy strikes. Lucas' father dies from illness. Lucas is then tasked with claiming the discovery of the space rock. That sounds pretty cool, especially something I'd be interested in for sure. So this sounds pretty cool. There was the back if I didn't show you. The Comic Kids. Looks like a cool little kid adventure movie. Let's see here. Trying to see what year this was released. I don't see it. So, like I'm saying, I'm not going to go into depth with these like I usually do because I've got a bunch of them, and I just want to show what I have here. If you guys have any questions about any of these, just make sure to comment me on the channel or send it to me on low-IQ-media at gmail.com, and or you can get me a hold of me on Instagram as well at low-IQ-media on Instagram. The next one in is called the Dynamite Warrior. There's the back. This is a Magnolia release. Dan Chupong is Born to Fight. Widescreen. Looks like fun. Dynamite Warrior Xing is a young man fueled by grief and bent on revenge after witnessing his parents' murder by a callous and malicious killer. There you go. Dynamite Warrior. Looks like a fun movie. Next one up here is Remote Viewing. I guess this is the documentary. It's not really a subject matter I'm particularly interested in it. Really interested in, but it just seemed interesting. An interesting find for $1, so it was definitely. I've heard some interesting stories from remote viewing, especially like Coast to Coast and things like that. But I'm not really into that part of the paranormal, side of things. But there's the inside. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So for $1, I'll definitely pick it up all day long. A little documentary. It says 2 bonus movies in here as well. So, Paranormal and The Veil. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little pickup there. Moving on, got Sushi Girl. I finally picked Sushi Girl up. I know I've seen that in other waves, but I finally picked it up myself. I'd probably preferred to pick it up on Blu-ray. It's probably on Blu-ray, but I finally picked it up on DVD. It just seems interesting, and I definitely want to take a look at it. This is a magnet release. Pretty interesting. We'll move on though. The next one is somebody else I seen earlier today on their channel had picked this up as well. This is the Lake Placid Legacy. I haven't actually seen some of the Lake Placid. I've seen Lake Placid, the first movie. I think I've seen it in the theater even, but I don't think I've ever seen the sequel. So this is probably out of my wheelhouse, but I thought it was cool to pick up anyways for $1. I'm gonna have to catch up. I kind of like the original Lake Placid. I like those kind of monster movies like that, or real, like oversized alligator movies and things like that. Oversized animal movies. I like that kind of stuff. Obviously, if I like Godzilla and things like that. But moving on here, this is Trench 11. Violence is Contagious. I don't know if anybody. It's called Trench 11. It looks pretty cool. This was a Walmart movie, apparently, at some point. This is a cinematic thrill ride. A shell-shocked tunneler must lead an Allied team into the hidden German base 100 feet below the trenches. The Germans have lost control of a highly contagious biological weapon that turns its victims into deranged killers. The Allies find themselves trapped underground with hordes of infected and rapidly spreading disease, and a team of German stormtroopers dispatched to clean up the mess. Another World War II movie. Looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. So, yeah, definitely. Moving on here, we got Dead Shack. This is a horror movie. I'm not a massive horror fan, but I do like picking some of these horror movies up for $1. I'll definitely buy them on DVD for $1. This sounded interesting. It's shaping up to be a good weekend for Jason. A shy teenager, he's driving up to a cabin in the woods, and his brash best friend Colin's older sister, Summer, and their father and stepmother, Roger and Lisa, who are permanently stuck in party mode. But things quickly go south when Jason, Colin, and Summer witness their neighbor feeding two locals to her undead husband and kids. Zombie. Yeah, I'll definitely be taking a look at this one. That's fun. Looks fun. Next up here, oh yeah, I finally picked this up. I didn't own this before, believe it or not, being a comic book fan. This is The Killing Joke. I finally picked that up. That's probably definitely one that's on. It's definitely one that's probably on Blu-ray. But I just went ahead and picked it up for $1. I thought it was cool finding it out in the wild like that. Not much to say about that. It's the Joker movie, DC animated movie. Next up, hope this isn't scratched up. I don't know why. This wasn't like this the other day. I don't know if you can see anything on here. It doesn't look scratched, but it was floating for some reason when I picked it up. It acted like it just happened, so I don't know. This is called the Class of '92 Extended Edition. It's David Beckham. This one. This David Beckham, Nikki Butt, Ryan Giggs, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Paul Scholes. I assume this is it's about one of the championship teams from British football. So I'm always interested in some of the British football and things like that, and so it just should be pretty interesting. Class of '92 Extended Edition documentary. My faves. I watch a documentary about just about anything. Next up is Killing Hitler. This was a BBC documentary. I don't know if this is a show or it was probably just one show. This is probably the documentary of the I can't think of it now. There's a movie that a friend of mine just reviewed the other day, and it was about the one with Tom Cruise in it, but this is probably the true story of that of the killing Hitler. So the plot to kill Hitler basically. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. Next up is Colditz, Escape of the Birdmen. This looks like another World War II documentary. I've heard of this, but I don't think I've seen it, though. It's just interesting find. Let's see here. The only tools they had were their hands, yet they beat the Nazis' escape-proof fortress by building a plane inside their prison. Colditz. Seems like there's another movie out there that I have that's it's an older British movie that I don't know if it's supposed to take place in Colditz or not, but it's familiar. But it's basically it's basically there's like other movies before The Great Escape that came out that are basically The Great Escape. There's movies that were before The Great Escape that inspired The Great Escape, and then like Hogan's Heroes and so forth. And this is kind of it kind of sounds like that, but it sounds interesting. They built the airplane, so I'm definitely going to be watching this movie soon because I love World War II movies and World War II documentaries. Okay, the next three movies these are just kind of cheesy, a little bit cheesy movies here, and these are, I don't know why one of these, and I don't remember where the first place I saw these movies at, but these are the Ant Boy movies. You guys might be familiar with them. I just picked them up since they're $1, so I don't remember the first place I seen this, but I've seen it before that I'd seen it, start coming up in these waves. I've either seen the movie, I don't know if it was like on Riff Tracks or something like that, but I don't know where they came from, but this is Ant Boy 1. And I assume this is Ant Boy 2. If I'm wrong, somebody can yell at me. Ant Boy 2. Revenge of the Red Fury. And then Ant Boy. I mean, this is Ant Boy 3, so I assume that's 2. And so I don't. The final chapter. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Uno, dos, tres. Ant Boy. And probably take a look at these, at least for the first one. I don't know. I hate being like that. I cannot remember where I've seen these at though. But I know they're not really great. But next up here is Diablo, Scott Eastwood, Walt Goggins. This looks pretty interesting. Looks like a western with Scott Eastwood. Beyond hope, beyond regret, beyond salvation. Directed by Lawrence Drake or something like that. It looks cool. Some of this looks like almost throwback to the spaghetti westerns, the Good, Bad, and Ugly days for his dad. So I'd definitely be taking a look at that. The next up is the World War II Chronicles. This is a multi-disc set. This is multi-movies here. I'll swing her around for you in just a second. And I'll read them off for you if you guys can't see all that. I don't know if I'll read every single thing on here, but this is just a bunch of different documentaries here. It's like the Battle of France, Blitzkrieg, the Battle of Britain, the Battle of the Desert, the Battle of Moscow, okay, on and on and on. And then you get over here, Crusade in the Pacific, Battle on Pearl Harbor, the spreading Holocaust attack. It's just a really cool grouping of World War II documentaries. I've got a bunch of these, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I can't really get enough of them. I don't know why. I just like watching different aspects of the same stuff I've seen. But sometimes they'll throw in the same footage here and there, but they might be good. I apologize. I haven't been reading some of who makes the discs, and so this is put out by Echo Bridge, I believe. It's an Echo Bridge, so yeah, that should be interesting. Couple more DVDs left here. This was excuse me. You guys are in luck. No more DVDs. We ran out of DVDs. I had a couple of Blu-rays here in the slip cases that look like DVDs, and I got them mixed up. Okay, the first up here is Hammer of the Gods. Slipcase. Britain 871 AD, a young Viking warrior. Steiner Charlie Bully is sent by his father, the king, on the quest to find his estranged brother who was banished from the kingdom many years before. I'm not going to read any more. But, yes, this looks pretty fun. Pretty cool title, Hammer of the Gods. Next up here was The Protector 2. This is Tony Jaa. I think I have The Protector 1. I think that's why I went ahead and picked it up like this. But this looks pretty fun here. This is a magnet release. Tony Jaa, was he? I think Tony Jaa's in he's in On Bach, right? He's the main guy in On Bach, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm quite positive he's on Bach on that. So yeah, those are badass movies you've never seen. If you're going to see any like of those series of movies, my bad, I can't remember who produces those, but I guess they're Korean movies, I believe. I'm not sure if they're Korean or they're Hong Kong movies, but they're just a wonderful. I might be wrong about both of those. I don't want to insult anybody, but they're wonderful martial arts movies. They're just they're really great. If you've never seen either one, if you've never seen On Bach, definitely see those. The next one's just a little goofy Blu-ray picked up for Buck. It's so what, but I always liked the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This is Honey, Help, I Shrunk My Parents. I think I've seen this before. It's somebody else has had that, but I found it in Blu-ray, so I thought I would grab the Blu-ray of it. And yeah, it's nothing special by far, but it's just cool to have the Blu-ray in the collection and something to watch on a rainy day maybe. And I don't have kids, so it don't really matter, but it might just be fun to watch. Who knows? The next up is The Zen of Bennett. I guess it's a Tony Bennett documentary. It's just a documentary, so I was kind of interested. Conceived and created by Danny Bennett. Okay, there's a sticker over it. I can't read it. It might be like a tribute. It kind of looks like, after I get on the back of this, it looks like it's possibly a tribute to Tony Bennett. It's probably like a tribute documentary. Did I show you the back? I apologize, so you can kind of see. What's her name there? About called her Katy Perry. No, I can't think of her name now, but yeah, that seems like it could be pretty interesting. That is a buck. It was an oddball find. It was actually in a Dollar Tree. This is actually the day before that I had got kind of tipped off that some of the stores may be getting early ones. I found basically most of the stuff came out of one store. They came out of my local store here in Richmond, and they were packed to the gills, and they got stuff early. And then I went to the neighboring town, which is Lexington, which is a city, and they've got probably 10 of them over there. And I went around to probably 4 or 5 stores, and in Lexington nobody had anything out. But I think the day before I had been in one of the Lexington stores, and that's where I found that Bennett. And they had just a few on the shelves. So it's kind of weird. Some of the stuff is on. I think maybe that some of the Ant Boy stuff was on that shelf as well, and it feels like it's part of that new wave, but they just had like a select few. So I don't know if they just put out a few, or I don't know if I don't know if there's a lot of collectors out there. I mean, I've not run across any other like Kentucky people on YouTube. Surely there are. Sure, I mean Kentucky people. Yes, I've ran into, but um, I've not ran into any Lexington people. Anybody, and there has to be some people on there, and there has to be people over there collecting, running out and collecting, because even my local store, I went in there today, and they didn't. And they literally had the whole table full. If you've been in Dollar Trees, the daily, whatever they're called, the daily sale table was almost completely full of DVDs and Blu-rays, and then they had them stacked. There was probably 4 or 5, about 4 big stacks this tall on top of the. And then when I went in today, all those stacks were gone, and it was down to about three rows or something of DVDs mostly. So they've been wiped out. So I don't know if we have a lot of collectors, or just a lot of people go through there and they just pick one out at a time. They just kind of disintegrate. But yeah, that's kind of that story. There's my rant for the video. The next one that's called Skin Trade. It's Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa. It just looked fun. I like these kind of movies, these action movies. It looks fun. Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa in this. Pretty cool. Next one up here is War Pigs. I don't know if I've seen anybody get this yet, but I'm pretty sure somebody has. It may have been part of the other hauls. I'm not sure, but it just looks interesting to me. It's got Luke Gross, another Dolph Lundgren, Chuck Liddell, and Mickey Rourke. It just sounded cool. It looks like a World War II tank movie almost, but it looks pretty wild. It's definitely going to be something I check out. Looks like a lot of fun. So that's pretty cool stuff, finding that. Yeah. Next one up. I've seen this before in some of the other, maybe the other waves. I'm not positive. It was in this wave though. It's called Jack Hunter. And the Lost Treasure of Ugarit. Ivan Sergey, Joanne Kelly, Thea Riefenstein, Susan Ward. Jack Hunter, a young archaeologist, was planning on taking a picture of a cuneiform tablet from Mesopotamian metropolis at Ugarit in present Syria, for his mentor Frederick Schaefer. But when he was caught in the act at the private museum in France, he ends up stealing the artifact. Sounds like kind of a, if you look at the back, I did show you the back, but it kind of looks like a weird Indiana Jones kind of heist kind of movie. I don't know. It actually looks kind of interesting. It sounds kind of interesting. I was trying to see the director, Terry Cunningham, so I'm not sure. I'll have to look into this a little bit more. I'm not set up right now to flip over to the web with my OBS right now. I don't have another scene set up, or I'd flip over and we look at it together. But I'll do that the next time. I'll make sure I'm ready and have that camera set up ready. So this is Tekken, Kazuya's Revenge. It was just, it was a clear case movie. I thought it looked cool, so I picked it up. Did you see the back? Martial arts movie. Maybe cool, maybe not. Worth a look. I was trying to see who released this. This is, I think, it's just a It's Echo Bridge. Echo Bridge. You see a lot of Echo Bridge in old Dollar Tree. The next one is called The Citadel. They see your fear. There's the Citadel. There's your back. Everything a horror film should be. Creepy, atmospheric, and packed full of quality scares. Tom Crowley lives a quiet life in a decaying apartment complex and with his very pregnant wife. The couple is attacked one day. It's hard for me with this magnifying glass. I just cannot read like this. I apologize to you. I can read better than that. I read all the time. It's just when I try to read with a magnifying glass, it kind of gets jumpy, and I just mess it up. So, but that's a horror movie, The Citadel. It looks pretty interesting. Be pretty interesting to watch. Next up here, we got A Score to Settle, Nicolas Cage. I think I've seen that before in nose itching. Excuse me. I've seen that in the I think I've seen this before on DVD in the Dollar Tree, but I found that on Blu-ray. It's a Nicolas Cage movie. I thought I'd give it a shot. It looks pretty cool. Should be fun. Next one is called Nature Calls. I kind of like the cast. I know some of these people are kind of douchey now, but mainly one of them, the one right in the middle there, but I won't say his name, but the one right here, which I used to love as a comedian and everything, but he's kind of runs his mouth a little bit too much for his own good these days. So there's a Nature Calls, a comedy it looks like. Hey, there he is right on the back too. He must be the star of this. So I'll take a look at it for $1. I'll buy it. So we'll take a look at it. If the people that are in the movie, all these actors are good, it is funny. It'll be funny, but. So it's several years old too, so it's got a hope for being good. So hopefully it'll be funny. And I don't know why, I've never even heard of it, to be perfectly honest with you, and that's weird. Next one's called Warning Shot. This looks cool. This is Warning Shot. Echo Bridge as well, based on true events. Pretty cool. Last but not least here, this is the one. I can't believe it ended up being last. I forgot all about it. This one I thought looked really cool. It was a cool find. I'll try to find some information on the back because I want to see how old they are. But this is Ninja 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. I thought that was a cool find, Ninja 1 and 2. Let's see if these are old. I think they are older movies from the... I'm not seeing the dates on them, though. I apologize. There's no dates on this stuff. Well, this one says 2009. So maybe these are newer than... 2012. My bad. These are newer movies, so I thought these were like older movies, but it still looks cool. Ninja 1 and 2. There's your back. Double feature. Echo Bridge as well. Side art there. Yeah, that is my Dollar Tree haul for the day. This is basically a part one. I'm not going to label it part one out here but I am going to go look for some more Dollar Tree items. I've got a bunch of Dollar General items I got to show. Excuse me, I got to show you guys as well. So you guys look forward to that. I've got another week's worth of videos that I can, well, not like every day, but I got several, more videos just on hauls that I've got here lately. But I'm gonna still go out and try to find some more in this last wave, because I've seen a few movies here and there that I would kind of like to pick up to have in my collection on DVD and Blu-ray. So hopefully I can go out tomorrow and have a little bit of luck. It is the 7th, so no, it is the 11th. Excuse me. Is it the 11th or the 7th? I don't know. I'm confused. It's 11th. I'm sorry, but it's it'll it'll hopefully I'll find some good stuff in there, and you can listen to me blabber no more tonight. So I will talk to you guys later. See you now.